Hello everybody, it's Derek with Hi-Fi Resale Shop. Welcome back. We're in the storage area right now. Got 30 some odd orders placed over the weekend to ship out for eBay. Got a couple on Poshmark that need to be shipped out as well. And I'm going to refresh here because I know something just sold. And I'll have to go get it at some point. But over the past couple of weeks, I've been trying to make some space in here. It's kind of condensed. It's kind of squeezed in. I didn't have space issues back when I jumped back into full-time reselling. So just recently, after about 2.5 years of going full tilt, and I don't know how many items I sell in a month. Probably 300 or 400 items in a month, and I put up 300 or 400 items plus another 100 or 200 or whatever. So over the course of time, I filled this space up. Plus, I got a whole bunch of stuff that's all over the place that isn't listed. I tried to push it over there, but there's some CDs over here and there's some magazines over here that need to be listed. Ephemera could go on basically forever. I have so much ephemera. And if you don't know what ephemera is, it's paper collectibles, magazines, and programs from baseball games and stuff like that. Autograph. I probably should put some autographs up because the people that I got autographed are no longer playing in the NFL and NBA and stuff. So pretty soon they'll just be forgotten players at that point. So, but I have a little pile of stuff that needs to get out of here, go to the garage sale when we have it. But anyway, it's closing in. It's getting tight in here. So I decided to go from the method of just storing my clothes like this on a rack to putting it in a bag and putting it in a box. So I went and got the boxes the other day, and on the shelf that I got these 17 by 10 by 10s, and then I just folded the top flap in. I made the box, folded the top flap in, and then I take the shirt. This is some kind of a Cardinals polo, and I fold her up like so. And then I got these bags. It's got the warning label, suffocation label warning on there, which you need to have if you're going to ship them out. So I don't take them out of these bags when I ship them out. So that needs to be there. Just be aware of that if you're shipping them out. If you're just going to reuse them, then you don't need to do that. You just ship out the item. I think the worst part about them is how static clingy those tape covers are. So then it's in a bag, right? And I label the bag 0568, and then I put it in the box. And I put it in upside down like so, and then I just put all of them in a row. And they kind of hold each other up, but eventually they're going to start to fall down when stuff goes missing from that box. And then you have to shift stuff down, which, from what I understand from other resellers, it's just an hour-long project that they have that they're devoted to every week at some, not every week, every month at some point. So they just shift stuff down. Then they get empty boxes that they can fill back up again because of all the things that are sold. So that's the process that I'm going through right now. That is a really boring job of folding it up, putting it in a bag, stickering it with a number, and then entering it into the computer system. So I do maybe 10 or 20 minutes at a time, and I think Friday I came out here and I did 20 or 30 minutes of it, got bored, and I went and did something else. And then Friday night I came in here for 15 minutes and did it. So I'm gonna be doing it for a while, and uh, we'll see what happens when I get done with it. I got these baker's racks, the stainless steel baker's racks that they have at Menards. I bought 2 of them. I had a rebate check, so I used rebate check on 1.5 of them, and so I have one that's built that's right behind the camera, and then I have one that's still in the house that isn't built yet. I don't have room out here yet. So when I get these Z racks kind of broken down, I'll be able to get that other rack in here. I had store it in these, one second, like these black and yellow tubs. So, like a black and yellow tub like this, except much larger scale. And I was doing pants in them, and I found that to be just extremely heavy. And it's okay for me right now. I can lift it. My kids can't get into them if they have to pull something, and then my wife struggles to move it around. So I was like, that's not going to work, but those bins will be very useful for when I get new inventory. I can put it in there waiting to be listed, you know. So one of the things when I was used to do cleanouts before, when we were in Hi-Fi Resale Shop in Chicago, and we were doing cleanouts and we were getting all the furniture and all the other stuff, the one thing I did find is when you are moving, so if you do a storage unit or something, when you're moving stuff around, one of the greatest assets you can have is the right size boxes. We're having a meltdown here. Hold on a second. Okay, somebody hit somebody else, so we had to take care of that. But anyway, kind of forgot where I was at. So yeah, I'm changing that storage way of doing storage. I think it'll. Oh, one of the things was like, I'm not gonna have to worry about where stuff is. It'll be numbered, and it'll all be in a row. So if you don't number it and it doesn't get in the system, big problem. But other than that, I don't think it'll be a big problem. Just make sure you gotta get the numbers in there right. We once had a problem. Addison was putting stuff in the computer and she misnumbered it, but she misnumbered it like 1 off. So we ended up to find that item, but very difficult if the number is not in there correctly. But anywho, we sold 30 some items over the course of the weekend, and it was for a total of $550, and that is before shipping and taxes and fees. So make of it what you will. These are the numbers for the storage project. Bought those off eBay. Try to buy all the stuff off eBay when it has to do with eBay. Sometimes it's not possible. Sometimes there's not a good enough deal. But anyway, we sold 30 items, and 2 orders on Poshmark, and then the rest of them are on eBay. So started selling on Poshmark maybe a month ago, and it's covering right now. It's covering the app that I purchased in order to be able to cross list. I don't think we're making money yet, but we're at least paying for that cross listing app, so that's good. We just got to get that train chugging along. If it's going to be just enough to cover the cross listing app, then it's totally not worth it. I might try Mercari, and I might try some of these other ones, but right now I'm just concentrating on trying to get Poshmark up and running, and then I might work on another one like Mercari or Depop or something like that. But let's go through the things that sold. I'm going to quickly grab the item that just sold. It's in box 3. I will be right back. Okay, so we're going to go back to Friday, which was a holiday, Juneteenth. And so we didn't ship out on Friday, so it's 3-day weekend basically. I don't have to ship stuff on Friday, but I usually throw it in if it's early enough with the day's shipping and just try and get stuff to people quicker. The quicker you can get items to your customers, the better it is going to be for you in the long run. You get a few positive feedbacks out of it. I know feedback isn't as important as it used to be, but it still can be somewhat important. I sold this Nike orange front zip long sleeve windbreaker jacket. It's a light jacket for $12.99 plus $9 in shipping. This sold, and it is a medium. I don't have any comments on there of where I got that from, probably from a garage sale. The next item that sold was a lot of 3 CDs. So I did sell quite a few CDs over the weekend. Several different lots of CDs, in addition to some singles and stuff. But I still have a lot of lots left, but a lot of the stuff is doing pretty well. And I like that when they sell the lots of 3 and 4 CDs, you get $20 for them. You can get $20 for them. Some are going to be cheaper. Like this one is a lot of 3 CDs. Time Life Body Talk, great love songs, 1965 through 1995. It's 3 CDs and it's sold for $10 plus $8 in shipping. Put that right there. The next thing was a 2 CD lot, and I told you recently that I started doing some free shipping stuff, and this is one of those things. Lauren Alana Wildflowers and Road Less Traveled 2 CDs lot. This sold for $15 plus shipping on top, plus free shipping. $15 with free ship, so it's actually gonna, be a $4.65 label. So probably made somewhere around $10 on that one. Next item, the person ordered 2 different shirts, and they asked me if I'd combine shipping, which I always do it even if the customer doesn't ask. So this red Oleon shirt, it's a maternity shirt, and that sold for $3.95 plus shipping on top. And I'm gonna combine the shipping on these items. So, and then they also ordered this peach V-neck Old Navy, and this has been in our inventory for a long time. It's got this gathered side, and these are smalls, and this was sold for $3.99 plus shipping on top. But what I think I'm gonna do, since this is so old, I'm just gonna take down the rest of these. I have 3 more, and I'm gonna ship all of those to that person because they actually messaged me and said they really liked that one, if I had any more. And so I'm just going to include them in the package and just make them happy. So since they had combined shipping on, I will be able to cover the cost of shipping the extra stuff. So shouldn't be a problem for them. The next item that's sold is this large John Lennon Imagine graphic print t-shirt. This sold for $10 plus shipping. The next thing was this Gwen Stefani album, Love Angel Music Baby. And it's from 2004. It sold for $11.99 plus shipping on top. The next thing that sold was Ziegfeld Follies. It's a musical soundtrack from 1995. It's got Lucille Ball and Fred Astaire on it. And this sold for $11.89 free ship. The next item that sold was a 42C Auden solid black lace underwire bra. So this bra sold, and it sold for $10.49 free shipping. The next item that sold was this Indies Top 20 Volume 12. It's an import, and it's got bands I've never heard of. Buffalo Tom is probably the only one I've heard of. That's only because I've listed a bunch of Buffalo Tom CDs, but that sold for $11.89 free ship. The next item that sold is this Punchline CD, The Rewind. It's an EP. It's indie rock pop, and it sold from 2003, and it sold for $4 plus shipping on top. The next item that sold, and a surprise, it sold. The shipping's pretty high on it. It's a bunch of Barbie accessories. There's a microphone stand in here. There's a purse. There's a tablet. This is all kinds of random stuff. And these sold for $4.19 plus shipping on top. Not bad. I think I had just discovered Stephanie Fuson, I think is her name, and she does a lot of parting out, and I was giving it a shot on some toy stuff, and I had a lot of extra Barbie stuff, and I just gave that one a shot to see if I would do it again. Probably won't. She's certainly figured out how to make that niche work, and she parts out everything, and it's very impressive. Very impressive. I don't know if I could do that. The next thing, I'm sure people say that about these CDs that I sell, though. The next thing that I sold is this 4 CD lot of Ned's Atomic Dustbin. So the titles are Brain Blood Volume. I think 0.522 is the one on this one. Good Fodder. And Are You Normal? So 4 CDs, Atomic, Ned's Dustbin. I've never heard of this band. $25.89 for the lot of 4 plus free ship. The next item that's sold, I'm excited that this sold. Hopefully the next 5 will sold in fairly quick order. Kinoko baby car seat lounger cover with a dinosaur pattern. And this sold for $10 plus shipping on top. I have 5 more of these, so I really want them to be done and go through selling. I got that at the Owl auction where I bought the whole baby aisle and stuff. The next item is this Alice Cooper Welcome to My Nightmare 1975 record LP, and this sold for $16.09 with free shipping. And it's probably the 3rd record I've sold in the course of the last 3 years, and in total, really, because I don't really sell that many records. I never really seem to find them at the garage sales that I go to. The next item that I sold was a new sealed The 4 Tunes Wrapped Up in a Dream 46 to 58. This doo-wop album sold for $11.89 plus shipping on top. The next thing is another CD set or lot, and it's Jason Mraz, We Sing, We Dance, and Waiting for the Rocket to Come. So these 2 albums, these sold for $4 plus $5 in shipping. And the one album, We Sing, We Dance, has I'm Yours and Lucky featuring Kobe Calais. And then I don't know if there's another one on there. He had a hot moment. Jason Mraz had a hot moment in the 2000s era. Let's see here. The next thing that's sold is another CD called Dear Boy, the Strawberry EP. And this indie rock from 2019, this sold for $6.29 plus shipping on top. The next thing that sold was a 6 CD lot of Diana Krall. She's like a vocal jazz artist, and so these CDs all sold together. The Look of Love, Quiet Nights, Live in Paris, Love, Scenes, When I Look Into Your Eyes, and the very best of Diana Krall. And these 6 CDs sold for $16 free ship. So that's going to be $5 and some change in shipping on those, because it'll be over a... Hi, back. Before I was so rudely interrupted by my phone deciding to shut off because there was too much junk on it. But anyway, the Mizzou Cup, let me get this back up and running here. Let's see, $4.19 plus $6 in shipping. Not really worth it. I should have taken it down, put it in the garage sale, made $1, and I don't have to ship it. So that's how I really feel about that. The next thing that's sold is 3 CD lot, kind of like rock, blues, jazz, I think, kind of guy. Lee Ritenour, This Is Love. Lee Ritenour and Larry Carlton, Larry and Lee. And then Lee Ritenour, Westbound. These sold for $11 plus shipping on top. The next item that sold was a magazine. Oh, it's over here. There's a Sports Illustrated from May of 1990 with Ken Griffey Jr. on it, the kid, and it sold for $11 with free shipping. It was one of the things that I saved from my childhood. The next item that sold was another CD, Delta Goodrem, self-titled. I don't really know, rock pop ballad. 2007, sold for $12.99 plus shipping on top. The next item is a poster. Was excited about this sale. This poster, this laminated poster of John Mayer on stage. It was printed in the UK. It's down there in the corner over here. It says printed in the UK. That poster sold for $50 plus $11 in shipping. So that was a really good sale right there. I think that person's been asking me to drop the price on that poster for a while. So finally did. The next thing that sold was this red with white polka dot cardigan sweater from Charter Club. It is an extra large, and it sold for $17.49 plus shipping on top. The next item was a bra. It was this Auden pink push-up bra, plunge reveal, it says. Plunge coverage, 44 triple D, new tags, floral lace, and it sold for $12.99 plus with free shipping. That'll go in a box so that it doesn't get crushed, and probably around $5 or $6 on shipping on that. The next thing that sold was another magazine. It was this Hoop magazine from January of 1993 with Larry Johnson, Grandmama on it, and this sold for $16.09 free ship. The next item that sold on eBay was the one that sold right before I started this video, and it was Tender Kisses Baby Room window valance, a set of a lot of 3 of them, and these sold for $12 plus $7 in shipping. And then we said we had 2 Poshmark sales. So I'm trying to think. Okay, so this Auden lace bra, it is a 42D. This sold for $12 plus shipping on Poshmark. And then these pants, which are Sonoma, and they are a size 8 cotton pant. They're vintage, and they sold on Poshmark for $14 plus shipping on it. And I was doing the Poshmark, I was doing the $4.99 like value shipping, so the customer gets a little price break on the shipping, but they pay most of it anyway. So I did that. So those things sold on Poshmark. Now, on Poshmark, I had a situation in which somebody messaged me and said that they had gotten the wrong bra. And I don't know, I don't have the bra in my bin over here, which has all the bras in it. So if it's not in there, then where did it go? Did it go to another customer? So I don't think it went to another customer. That would mean I would have to flip-flop bras with somebody else. So I think the person was just throwing spaghetti out there and being like, you sent me the wrong thing, give me my refund. And so until that person can prove that they actually did get the wrong thing, because they could always take a picture of anything now with AI to try and prove that they got the wrong thing. What they'd have to do is just ship it back, the wrong item, and I will refund them. So I'm just going to let that feedback be a 1 star, and then her comment be in her comments area. But I don't think I'm going to do anything with that particular complaint from the customer. I think it's just a scam artist trying to get free stuff on Poshmark. And from what I understand, that there are scammers on Poshmark, and that is one of the things that they try to do. So one of the things that clued me into it is that the message said that they had bought 15 items on Poshmark and 2 of them were incorrect. And I was one of the people who screwed up one of their orders. And my thought process is, that's information is not for me. Why are you telling me information that has nothing to do with my thing? What I did, if I did it, is that I messed up your order and I sent you the wrong bra. Why would you tell me all this extra information? And extra information when you have to actually type it into the computer. It doesn't make any sense. I wouldn't type extra stuff into the computer unless I was trying to do some scam type of thing, trying to get somebody to give me something that I don't deserve. So anyway, that is how I'm going to leave that feedback on Poshmark. And we will continue on. I have to ship this stuff up. I have to get all this 30 some odd items. I think it was 31 items, 32 items, and wrapped up, shipped up, take it to the post office, and then I gotta go coach baseball or a softball game. So we have 1, 2, 4. We have 5 softball and baseball games tonight. So I have a busy evening of coaching and rooting on the kids tonight. So I will leave that there. Make sure you spend some time with Jesus today. Get in the Word. Find a good Bible-based church and plug yourself in. Get connected with the people in your church. And like we always say, peace. See you next time on High Five Resource Shop.